Cartethyia is dropping in just 2 days, and most of you are not ready. When she said, "Oceans, bow before me," I was like, "Yes, milady." Cartethyia could be one of the most insane additions we've seen in Wuthering Waves yet. Powerful? Absolutely. Power creep? Let's see. But most importantly, she's shaping up to be meta-defining in a way that's going to shake up your entire roster. So, in this pre-release deep dive, I'll walk you through everything you need to prepare for Cartethyia, from the materials you'll need on day 1 to her team synergies, her weapon choices, the best echo builds, and what her release means for your future pulls. No fluff, just raw info to help you hit the ground running. Let's get into it. First up, materials. If you want Cartethyia ready to go from day 1, you'll need to start preparing now. She requires tidal residuum, which you can farm from enemies and domains across Renacita. Add in metallic drip, the standard for all sword wielders. Those come from forgery challenges. The weekly boss material is 26 irises from Fleur-de-Lis, so make sure you're doing that boss weekly if you want to pre-farm those. Next are the 2 materials exclusive to the new Septimont region. You'll need 46 Unfading Glory, dropped by a new overworld boss called Leonis of Glory. This one was teased in the 2.4 trailer and looks like a serious fight. Then, there's 60 Bamboo Iris, an open-world collectible in Septimont. So, get ready to explore. Also, don't forget the basics, about 3 million shell credits and 122 premium resonance potions to fully level her up. If you're also going for her signature weapon, you'll need more metallic drip, power cores, and roughly 330,000 shell credits on top of that. It's a lot, but if you prep smart, you'll be ready the moment she drops. Now, let's talk teams. Since Cartethyia isn't out just yet, some of this may change post-release, but we already have strong indicators of who she'll work best with. Arrow Rover is basically made for her. With the arrow erosion stack limit increased from 3 to 6, thanks to his outro skill, Cartethyia's damage and uptime go through the roof. Not to mention, Arrow Rover also heals and dishes out solid damage, making him a perfect pairing. Plus, with the 2.4 update, Arrow Rover's full sequence chain becomes unlockable, which boosts his damage and support capabilities even further. Honestly, Arrow Rover might outshine Verena or even Shorekeeper in a team with Cartethyia, and that's big, especially for free-to-play players. Another standout partner is Chacona. Her kit naturally supports arrow erosion playstyles, boosting that damage type by 100% and granting an additional 39% arrow damage with the Gust of Welkin Echo set. She also applies erosion stacks herself, something Cartethyia thrives off of. Whether she's best in slot remains to be tested, but the synergy looks extremely promising. No Chacona, no problem. Phoebe is another interesting pick. While in Confession state, she can apply Spectro-Frazzle stacks. Why is that relevant? Well, Arrow Rover's resonance skill can convert any debuff into arrow erosion stacks. That means Phoebe could potentially help fuel Cartethia's damage loop if used correctly. If you're short on those options, a few others still provide value. Yang Yang gives a 20% ATK buff at S6. Alto boosts arrow damage via his outro. Sanhua gives raw base ATK from her outro skill. We'll have to see if Cartethyia ends up being more flexible or heavily reliant on enablers. But either way, she's got options. Weapons. Her best weapon, of course, is her signature 5-star sword, Defier's Thorn. Here's the twist. It scales off HP, which is not something we've seen a lot in sword weapons. If Cartethia's damage truly scales with health, this thing is a monster. But the flip side? That stat line makes it mostly useless for other characters. Luckily, there's some good news for non-spenders. Based on data means and dev hints, a craftable 4-star HP scaling sword is likely coming with the Septimont update. If not, Emerald of Genesis could be a fallback. But fingers crossed we get that freebie. Let's get into the Echo build, and this part might surprise you. If you've been grinding Gust of Welkin Echoes for Cartethyia, you might want to hold off, because the new region brings a new Echo set that's basically tailor-made for her. Windward Pilgrimage, plus 10% arrow damage, plus 10% crit rate, plus 30% arrow damage to enemies affected by arrow erosion. That last part is a huge damage spike, especially when paired with Rover and Chacona. And since Cartethyia lacks crit stats in her kit, the bonus crit rate helps balance her build without needing perfect rolls. As for echo composition, she might benefit more from a 4-4-1-1 setup, rather than the typical 4-3-2-1 configuration. This would help meet crit thresholds while keeping her damage consistent. Of course, this will need testing, but based on what we know so far, Windward Pilgrimage is a must-grind for her. Final thoughts. Cartethyia isn't even out yet, but she's already one of the most exciting characters we've seen in Wuthering Waves. Her animations, stunning. Her playstyle, aggressive, elegant, and tactical. And let's be real. For those of you who've always wanted a character that plays like a storm-wielding swordswoman, straight out of a high fantasy epic, she's exactly that. And let's not forget what Septimon brings to the table. New bosses, new enemies, rare materials, new mechanics, and a whole region to explore. It's the perfect backdrop for Cartethyia's arrival. Will she be broken? We'll see. But she's definitely different, and that alone is worth getting excited about. So, is Cartethyia worth it? Based on what we know, the answer looks like a yes. She's unique, she's powerful, she synergizes well with upcoming content, and she offers a completely fresh build path compared to what we've seen so far in Wuthering Waves. If you're planning to pull for her, now's the time to start preparing. Stack your materials, plan your team, and get ready to dive into Septimon. Who are you pairing her with? Are you pulling, skipping, or still on the fence? Let me know in comments. Before going, do subscribe my channel Gacha Soul for any future updates. Thanks.